It is ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra, and thank you for coming back to check out For the Culture. We talked about it at the top of the show about what it is that really stood out to us from a basketball standpoint at
Hmm.
State Farm Arena. But last night, T. But before we get into that, I gotta thank the folks. I gotta thank our viewers for checking us out on Locked On Sports
Yes.
Atlanta, for liking and subscribing. Make sure you continue to do that. Please, please, please go ahead and follow us on all audio platforms. Excuse me, wherever you get your podcast,
Yeah.
you can check us out. We know you're on iTunes, you're on Spotify, or even on the Odyssey app. You can check us out on all of those platforms. Make sure you go follow us and give us a comment, rate us, review us. We really
Yes.
appreciate that. We love
Yeah.
to get your food feedback, not food. I like to get food too. But we love love to get your feedback right here on ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. But
Yeah.
T, it was star-studded State Farm last night. I actually kind of practiced that because
Yeah.
that
That could be a
can
tongue
twist up the
twister.
tongue. Yeah, exactly. We have the likes of. I'm still trying to figure out how or why Jay-Z was in the building
Yeah.
if Trey
I think
Young
we
ain't a
all are.
superstar. Like,
Yeah. I think we
can
all are
somebody
like,
explain?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not like you need a scouting report for the Nets. We're not going through Brooklyn. We're going through Cleveland. So,
Right.
but yeah, everybody was literally, and it's funny because like I'm looking to the side because everybody was like looking at him, but it was almost like he was like some type of
Don't stare, don't stare, don't stare.
no, yeah, exactly, like royalty. Like nobody wanted to look at him, nobody got in his way. And when he walked by my table, literally the whole in game team was like, okay, Jay-Z's coming. We need to move. And like, it was like a parting of the Red Sea. And so, yeah,
Wow.
I'm still looking all on social media, trying to figure it out today. Like, what was he doing in the A? But nonetheless, he was there. Nelly was there with his Charlotte jacket. So apparently, he had it twisted last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
but Nelly was in the building. Chris Rock is always there supporting, and Quavo. So we had kind of our usual suspects, if you will. But yeah, it was just an amazing, amazing atmosphere, and I sincerely hope that about a week and a half from now we get the opportunity to see it again, because that'll mean we're playing Game 3 against the Heat at State Farm Arena in the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they would absolutely love that because I'm thinking about, and the reason why I kind of brought this up was because,
Hmm.
a lot of people are still on the train or still on this very small platform or very small piece of rock,
Hmm.
and that rock states that Trey Young is not a superstar. And you know what I mean? Like I'm just like,
Laughable.
okay, like like it's not even laughable. It's like slappable.
Yeah, laugh.
Like
Right. Yeah.
you deserve to be slapped if you're saying that at this moment because we think about the level
Yes.
of a Jay-Z
Hmm.
and what he brings to the table. Even if you don't even know, can't even name a Jay-Z song,
Right.
more than likely, if you are living and breathing on this earth, you have some idea of who he is, or you can
Yeah.
at least recognize him.
Exactly.
He has a recognizable face
Yes.
across the world.
Yeah.
And specifically, some may know him as Beyonce's husband, which is cool, and I'll
Right.
be cool with that too if
Yeah.
Beyonce was my wife, and
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, because Tanae Davis is my wife,
There it
had to
is.
slide that in there,
Yes, sir.
some extra points there.
Yeah. And that's
But
Dr. Renee Davis to the rest of you
Yes,
all.
yeah, like Dr. Davis.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you get that situated. Got these hands coming down the steps right now as we speak. But
Okay.
but no, I'm just kidding. But I think there's one thing that you have to really take a look at if you
Yeah.
want to answer that question or
Yeah.
that stupid question and say, okay, is Trey Young a superstar? Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
He
When you
is.
have the likes of those people that you just named, Nelly and Jay-Z and Chris
Hmm.
Tucker and all those people, at the games and Quavo at part of Amigos, we have those guys at the game like that. In
Hmm.
a play-in tournament game, I'm
A
sure the
play-in
NBA
tournament.
was right, exactly. I'm sure the NBA was like, yes,
Yes.
yes, for these ratings. Come
Yeah.
on, yeah. So
Yes.
I think when you have that type of setup for a game like that, I just believe that there shouldn't be a question at this point
Yeah.
whether or not Trey Young is a superstar.
Yeah, and I can remember just going back to All-Star Weekend. That was an eye opener for me as well because I was behind the scenes, if you will, waiting to do a one-on-one interview with him. And so as he's trying to navigate through some of the hallways and highways and byways, if you will, but the hallways of the arena, every all-star, every player who was there for Rising Stars and all points in between stopped to dap him up. And you could hear some of them saying, bro, love your game, keep doing what you're doing. Just the love that he was receiving, the respect that he was receiving from his peers. I think that's also telltale as well, because the world doesn't really see the Hawks very much. I think there may have been 8 nationally televised games this entire season, but people that respect you and play their game at the highest level appreciate your game. I think that also says that you're certified superstar. You are that dude.
Yeah, you definitely are that dude. And speaking of dudes, how about Clayton Kershaw? Clayton Kershaw seemingly was on his way to a perfect game. And he had only pitched 80 pitches.
Yes.
But your boy, Dave Roberts, decided to take him out, citing that, hey, Kershaw is dealing with injuries and all that stuff. You want to prevent all that type of stuff. But he was on his way to pitching a perfect game. Like, what is that? I don't understand. Help me, please.
That's history in the making. That's one of those things like a no-hitter that a pitcher dreams of the opportunity to have. And Clayton Kershaw was very, very respectful in his response to post-game questions about how he felt about being pulled, using the term we a lot of the time, like, we made this decision because we're looking at the bigger picture. But real talk, I was sitting there thinking, I wonder what he really feels like. I wonder what he's really thinking.
Yeah.
Because I can remember years ago, and this was the only example that kind of came to mind, but I can remember seeing a documentary on the Chicago Bears and how there was a moment in that documentary, both from Walter Payton, the late, great Walter Payton, as well as Mike Ditka, acknowledging that his biggest regret of that season and of that Super Bowl was not allowing Walter Payton, Sweetness, the one who got you there, to score a touchdown. You designed a play for an old lineman to score a touchdown. You designed all of these plays for everybody else to get involved. I mean, what was it, 46-10 that you won? So you had plenty of opportunities to get him in that end zone, but you did not. Yeah, for me, that's where my mind went. Like, yeah, say what you want, Dave Roberts and Clayton Kershaw. Great that you took the higher ground, but 10, 15, 20 years from now, when there will be a documentary on the Dodgers, because they also have an incredible run, real talk, just like the run that, the Braves are experiencing these last several years in their division, and of course winning a pennant. But you're going to regret this. I just feel like you're going to regret this. And I feel like you also robbed baseball fans of the opportunity to see that perfect game happen in a season that already it has the ire of fans from starting late in a 99-day lockout. This really could have been a feel-good story for us. Instead, you and I are sitting here on ATL day ones, wasting part of our For the Culture talking about a faux pas that Dave Roberts will regret. I promise you he'll regret this.
Only 23 times this has ever happened in the entirety of Major League Baseball. And Major League Baseball has been around for 1,000 years at least.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I believe that when you have an opportunity to make history, you go for it. I'm sorry. You just go for it. Yeah. And you don't rest on your laurels, as they say. It's just something that speaks that's just nasty about that, because when you think about the analytics and he was getting close to 100 pitches, and God forbid he pitches 100 pitches. Okay, whatever. Right. So and that's just the part of the game that has turned a lot of people off about it. The old school people and the new school people, like, whoa, perfect game. Agreed. That's cool. That is awesome. That is something a young person might pay attention to. Like, wow, this is amazing. Like, nobody can even get on base. Like, this is crazy. So I think that when you have an opportunity to do something like make history, you do it. I mean, it's just simple as that, Dave. Come on, man. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, bro? Because I believe that they'd rather get him into the 8th inning or the 9th inning, and maybe the perfect game goes awry. But And maybe he does get injured. I get that piece. But you
Right.
know what? He could also go out next game, 5 days, 6 days from now, whatever their rotation is, and pitch and get injured. And now you're looking back saying, oh,
Exactly.
wow, he got injured and I robbed him of a perfect game. Just saying.
Indeed. And before we get out of here, there's a guy by the name of Archie Eversole. For those you don't know, he passed away at the age of 37 years
Yeah.
old. Young
Hmm.
brother, and this kind of hit me a little bit because Archie Eversole actually went to high school with me. He was a couple years under me, and he was a young guy that everybody that really knew him like closely, like they weren't too surprised when he actually made it, and had those hits playing on the radio a lot of times. And even one of my teammates from high school was just like, I didn't even know it was him. And I came home and I'm like, oh my God, that's you. You're the dude that used to be rapping in the cafeteria. So like, just to be able to have him to be able to just make a song or make a track that is playing in every sports arena. Like,
Yes.
that is an amazing accomplishment, and for him to be able to be on a Madden game, like that is a
Hmm.
dope. And that's a dope accomplishment as well.
Yes.
Like, man, my
Yes.
song was on Madden. Like, everybody played Madden growing up. So especially for that generation, our generation,
Hmm.
that is. And and it's unfortunate that he lost his life at such an early age. But
Yeah.
I just want to take some time out to kind of just highlight the brother, because, like I said, he accomplished a lot of great things, a lot of things that people aren't going to be able to do,
Hmm.
and can't do. And for him to lose his life this early on, I believe I just think it's just it's tragic, and I
Yeah.
just want to take some time out to kind of give my boy a shout out, man.
Oh,
Shout out
sure.
to
You
you. Rest
should.
in peace, my brother.
Rest in peace indeed. Rest in peace indeed. So yeah, it is definitely a loss, and his memory will live on definitely through We Ready. If nothing else, his memory will live
Yes.
on. Every time we hear, we'll think of him and think good thoughts and good memories. And listen, we hope that when you come back tomorrow, it'll be because you had good thoughts and good memories of ATL Day Ones for us as we're wrapping up another great week of the podcast. So yeah, come on back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some good conversation for you about the Braves and the Padres. Of course, we're going to talk a little Cavs, Hawks, Cavs, playing around, etc. And we're going to keep talking draft because we are inching ever closer to the NFL draft. So we'll talk about that. And of course, because it's G Day on Saturday, we got to sneak in some dog song. Got to sneak in some dog song.
No doubt about it. And we will be having our guy Aaron Freeman from Locked On Falcons
Yeah.
at Falcons fans. If you don't know, where have you been? So yeah, come back tomorrow. Check us out. Check us out. Check us out 3 times so you understand. And we'll be back tomorrow on ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. We'll see you.